Smoke Jumper 7. Roger that. Next mission, time now.
Because America, thank God. That's why. Hey, what's shaking, Warfighter Nation? Ron here with Warfighter Ranch and Isaiah 6:8. Happy Red Friday. Don't forget to remember everyone deployed, including Jesus, who deployed to heaven after the original Red Friday. Put your snorkels on today. We're going deep. Today's PARACORD 101 countdown on the road to serving 20,000 warfighters is number 4. This piece in our countdown today comes to us inspired by two things: Almighty God and the U.S. Constitution. In that order. As Americans, we live such a privileged life. We have so many rights and freedoms that people take the ones they don't exercise for granted. Think about it. I realize this one's all over the place, but I'm going to drop some knowledge on you here. Some stuff you may or may not have known about our world and about our country. The Chinese Communist Party has attempted to rewrite the Bible in an attempt to contextualize it for modern culture. They've even rewritten in the great leader into Jesus' role as the only possible vehicle for salvation. Communism honors itself. God honors our obedience to Him. Even our Supreme Court defines liberty as our inherent right to worship God according to the dictates of our own conscience. This, just one of our inalienable rights alone, is an immeasurable gift. The Washington Monument in D.C., you know the one. It's 55 feet wide at the base and 555 feet tall. At the very top, there's an aluminum cap inscribed with two words: Laus Deo. Two simple words. A prayer, if you will. Two words from man to his creator and thrust upward deep into the sky towards the Almighty Himself. What could be so important that we are shoving a message in God's face? What does it mean? Praise be to God. Common Core. The Common Core curriculum is attempted to make every discernible factor of our lives relative. Even basic facts are seen as subjective, intentionally creating the illusion that there's no such thing as truth. And if truth doesn't exist, then there are no moral absolutes according to the curriculum. By middle school, a discernible political agenda makes itself evident behind the reading lessons, and our founding fathers have been pushed aside for one reason or another as well. Okay, Captain Obvious, yes, some of our founding fathers were slave owners, but some were not. This is the part where I give you some truth regarding our kids and grandkids directly out of the mouth of Jesus. From Matthew 18:6, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. Founding fathers, my boys. Most of the political rhetoric that we see today against the founding fathers is inflammatory and usually incorrect. Did you know that Edward Rutledge and Thomas Lynch were only 26 years old when they signed the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson was 33 when he helped author it. The constant smear campaign on the founders is one step in the evil plan to take America's rights away. They figure if they can discredit the founders, then they can discredit the gift that they gave us by proxy. Nothing more than an attempt at cancel culture on a grand scale. And at the same time, if the government can convince you that our liberties and natural rights are not derived from God, but discernible instead from Washington, it's all about control. And just this morning, I heard about this proposition to nationalize something in elementary education, because that's what we want to put the fate of our youngins to. Well, this is the part where I remind you about the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965, which specifically prevents the nationalization of any curriculum. Do you know what the first food and drink ever eaten on the moon was? Buzz Aldrin, after landing in the Sea of Tranquility, took communion. Bread and wine. America. If you've ever been to D.C., be sure to visit the Freedom Wall. It bears a field of 4,000 stars. Each star represents 100 American military deaths in the world. And the inscription there reads, "Here we mark the price of freedom." Let me see, what else is awesome about America? Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming up. About that, Thanksgiving was not a multicultural potluck. It was a feast to honor God for the bountiful harvest and surviving up to that point. Yes, our Native American brothers and sisters were in attendance, but the celebration was ultimately to honor God for them surviving the perilous transoceanic journey that was fraught with disease, danger, death from exposure, as well as leading them to a new land free of big government overreach. I leave you this Red Friday with the words of Governor Morris, who once wrote that religion is the only solid basis of good morals. Therefore, education should teach the precepts of religion and the duty of man towards God. If his name isn't familiar to you, Governor Morris, perhaps another one of his works will ring more familiar. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Back to the countdown. Number 4, we humbly offer you, Blessed is the Nation, Founder's Faith. on my blue smoke. Smoke Jumper 7, out. Anyone can tie knots. What we do here is the art of spiritual warfare.
Next mission, time now. Smoke Vet 6, this is Smoke Jumper 7. Roger that. Next mission, time now.